and welcome to Mixed Mediology. Today's video is Vlogoween Day 8 and it is so awesome. Okay, so today's project is about 10 years in the making. And I'm so excited. Okay, so for forever, maybe longer than 10 years, I've known that I wanted to do this, that I wanted my house and my kitchen to have a witchy feel to it, like storybook witch. And I finally decided to do it. So I actually recorded this video a few weeks ago before I had decided to do Vlogoween, but I wasn't able to upload it, so I've decided to upload it now because it's actually perfect timing for Vlogoween because it's a really witchy project. So I'm actually going to talk a little bit about the story in the actual video, so I'm not going to bore you with it all now, but suffice it to say, I am redecorating my kitchen and turning it into that Storybook. If you watch Once Upon a Time, you'll get that. Storybook Witch's Kitchen. So come on into the kitchen and I will tell you all about, oh, quickly, there's actually going to be 3 videos to this set. So Vlogoween Day 8 will be Vlogoween Day 8 Part A, Part B, and Part C. Because there will be 3 sections to this video. One with like the backstory telling you why I've decided to do this and how long and where it came about and all that good stuff. The second will be me actually showing the project and doing what's it called? Time-lapse. A time-lapse art project. And then the third video is just going to be a quickie talking about what the project is, how you can grab your own, and everything that is included. So be sure to check out Vlogoween Day 8, Part A, B, and C. All of the links for all 3 parts will be down in the drop bar down below. So make sure you check those out. Okay, that's enough chitter chatter for right now. Come on into the kitchen and let's see the real deal. Oh, one other thing really quickly. In my excitement to share this project, I totally didn't even do the whole fucking thing. So, alright, so I'm just gonna let the cat out of the bag. Here's the deal. I have designed some labels for canisters and cooking products and ingredients and all that good stuff. So I've designed some kitchen witch labels for everyday things in your kitchen. And that's how I'm redoing the kitchen with the jars and the labels and all that stuff. Okay, so I was so excited to get this project started that I didn't even follow all of my own steps that I wanted to follow. So you're gonna see me talking with my jars. They're so not even done. They're so not done. Because what happened was I totally forgot to distress the edges. So I tea stained the paper and I tore the labels out. And at that point I was supposed to pause and distress my edges with a slightly darker shade of brown so that they looked more worn and old. But I was so excited I didn't even think about that and I just had to get the labels on the jars. So I now have to go back and re-distress because I really want them distressed. So if you decide to do this project, make sure that when you tea stain and then tear out your labels that you pause and distress your edges. Don't forget to distress the edges. And this will all make more sense when you're actually looking at the video. The other thing is my jars are not done because I do have the labels on them, but I have not fully decorated each one of the jars. So each jar is going to be fully decorated as well. And that's going to be another project that I save for later on in the Vlogoween series. So today's video, well, today's 3 videos is the backstory, the making of, so you're going to see me actually create my labels, and then talking about what labels are available and how much they are and how you can grab your own. But later on in the series, I will do another episode where I actually fully decorate my bottles and show you the finished product. So just wanted to say that before we get started. So come on into the kitchen and let me show you all of the labels that I have done. I love these episodes. So welcome to this witch's kitchen. I have something to show you today that I've been working on for almost 2 years. Like, this idea came to me over 1.5 years ago, and I started slowly collecting the things that I would need to make this project happen. I've known for at least 10 years that I wanted my kitchen to look more like a witch's kitchen, like your storybook version of a witch. And you know, I just never took the time. It's not that I couldn't. We own our house, and I could have done anything I wanted to do in there. I just never took the time, and I never made the investment. It was always just kind of a dream. But now, living in Sicily has taught me that I refuse to settle, and I refuse to put off things in my own home that are going to make me happy. You know, a lot of times we do what we have to do, like there's general upkeep and there's shit that we need to do just to keep the house healthy and stable. You know, like you have to cut your grass, you have to get your air vents changed, and like there's general upkeep things that you have to do to your house. And then there are things that you want to do, like you want a new refrigerator, you want to remodel your kitchen, you want to put in new carpet, but either you don't have the money, you don't have the time, you don't make the effort, or you just put it off. It's just kind of a dream. Oh, I wish I could do that. Okay, so living in Sicily has taught me I'm not waiting anymore. When I go back to the States, I have such an appreciation for my home that I didn't have before. You know, when you live in your house for a while, everything kind of starts to get on your nerves. And it's just not, it's not always as great as you want it to be. You know, it's your house, and sometimes you just feel like, it's my house, whatever, you know. But I have such an appreciation for my home, for the comforts in my home, and for the ability to do any fucking thing that I want in my home. It's mine. I can rip out a wall if I want. I can, you know, raise the roof if I want. Sky's the limit. I can do anything I want. I just haven't, and I refuse to do that anymore. So, I have decided to turn my kitchen into a real witch's kitchen. Since I want my kitchen to be a witch's kitchen, a witch needs her apothecary. And I've decided to turn all of my containers into my witch's apothecary. It's not going to be, you know, wing of bat and eye of newt and, you know, that kind of crap. It's not going to be a fake witch's apothecary. It's going to be a real witch's apothecary. So it's really easy to find spice labels or, you know, very witchy herbs. It's usually herbs. You can only find herbs as labels. So, you know, you can get like, I was going to show you mine, but I'll wait. The basic herb list. You can find pretty cool labels for those, and you could find some cute little apothecary jars and keep your herbs in some cute little apothecary jars. But I want my entire kitchen to be a witch's kitchen, and I have a lot of shit in my kitchen that's not just spices and not just witchy. It's witchy to me because I'm the one putting the intention behind it, but it's not considered witchy, you know, as far as being able to find certain things. So I made my own. Let me show you what it is. Okay, so what I did was I went through my cabinets and I wrote down a list of everything in my cabinets that could go into another container. If it's something that I don't generally have on hand, I didn't bother with it. Or if it's something that's, you know, really just, it doesn't make sense to put it into another container, I didn't do that. But anything that I keep on hand, anything that's a common item that I constantly buy and replenish, anything that was easily put into another container, I made my own labels for. And I found some really fucking awesome bottles. So what I did was I made my own Kitchen Witch labels. And this one's just cornstarch, but you can see it's in a really cool glass bottle with a cork lid. And I've done my entire kitchen this way. So I literally have everything from all of my herbs to sugar, rice, goldfish, you know, everything. I've made labels for everything in my kitchen. Now it's just a matter of finding more jars, but I do have quite a few of the jars already done. But what I did was I went through and made the list of everything that I had, and then I went and I created text labels for each individual thing. And then I printed them out and tea stained the paper and made my own labels. So here is a few of the sheets of the labels. I made almost 80 labels. There's over 75. I think the final count was 78. And I may add another one or two, depending on how things go and what I find jar-wise later on. But as of right now, the final count stands at 78 labels. And most of them are individual labels. There are a couple that I did, there are duplicate labels, but there's a reason for that. So for example, like, oh, I can't remember which one it was. I think it was cinnamon sugar. So I made a label for cinnamon sugar, and it was going across cinnamon sugar, like that. But I realized spice jars are not always necessarily long, and so some people are probably going to have fat squat jars, so then I did cinnamon sugar going vertically. So there are a handful of labels. I also did, I did like Texas Pete hot sauce. I know not everyone buys specifically Texas Pete hot sauce, so I separated it. One says Texas Pete hot sauce, and one just says hot sauce. So there are variations on just a few of the labels, but I would guess at least 73, 74 of them are one-ofs. So yeah, there's a lot of fucking labels. But I'm so excited. I really love them. These are just a couple that I had handy. I made some extras to test things out. I made everything from pancake mix to dry beans, baking powder. That's what these are here. I made one that says noodles, and they're all done in different fonts. They're all done in really cool witchy fonts. This one is yeast, and then underneath it says active dry. Because I know that there is another kind of that wet refrigerator yeast, and there's also like the quick yeast. I know there's a couple of different kinds. So I made specifications on some of them for things that there may be more than one kind of. Yeah, that makes sense. Anyway, crushed red pepper, rosemary, cinnamon, rub sage, bay leaf, and oats. So these are just some of the labels. And the really great thing about these is each label is a photo on its own. So it can be sized any size you need it to be. So for example, if you, let me just use black pepper. Okay, so for example, black pepper. Someone may have jars that are tall and skinny like this. Someone may have a jar that's squat and fat like this. Or you may buy those really big things of black pepper, and you may have a really large bottle. So each label can be sized to fit your jar. They're completely customizable as far as the size goes. So, you know, if your jar is tall, short, skinny, fat, whatever, you can adjust the label to fit. Each item, like I said, is a label on its own. So it's not like you get a sheet of labels that you can then adjust the size on. Each label is a file on its own. So if you purchase the Kitchen Witch label pack, you will get, as of right now, 78 separate files. Let's see, what else? I use gel medium to attach mine to the jars. You can use probably double-sided tape or whatever other method, Mod Podge, whatever other method you choose to use to attach your labels to your jars. And I made everything. Like seriously, I made everything. Montreal steak seasoning. And I just tea stained mine and then tore them out. Oats. And I also made an oatmeal. I made 2 different ones because these are just like the plain quick cook oats, but we also do buy the oatmeal packets, like the flavored oatmeal packets. So I made oats and oatmeal to kind of separate the two. Obviously you'll be able to see through the container to see what's inside. Well, some people will be, some won't be able to see through their containers. So there is a variation on certain things like that as well. Look at this one, look at how cute! Brown sugar, powdered sugar. She's so cute. Oh my god. So seriously, there's all kinds of stuff in there. A lot of uncommon things, like this one is popcorn. As you saw on the other label, there's pancake mix, there's goldfish. Let's see, rice, sugar. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. Any baking ingredients. So there's vanilla extract, there's baking sugar, baking soda, baking powder, cocoa powder. I can't even think of, there's 78 of them. So there's a lot of freaking labels. So yeah, I'm really excited. My husband is probably more excited about this than I am, just because I've been collecting bottles for over a year. And they've been taking up space in our closet every weekend. He's like, babe, are you gonna do your labels? Babe, are you gonna do your labels? Babe, when are you gonna do your labels? So I'm doing the labels and he is so happy because now I actually have them in the cabinet instead of just in the closet. So yeah, oh, one other thing. This is how we store our chips and snacks and stuff. It's just a Rubbermaid container, but I could easily leave this because we pull this in and out so we can kind of see what's in there. It would be really easy to just put the cool label on here and still leave everything in its container. So I think I'm gonna make one that says snacks, possibly one that says crackers or chips or all 3. I may do all 3. So even if you don't have really witchy looking apothecary jars, you could totally do this just on your regular canisters or your regular Tupperware or Rubbermaid containers. You know, any little organization containers you have. You don't have to have witchy potion bottle looking bottles in order to use the labels and have a slightly more witchy aesthetic in your kitchen. So yeah, I think that's it. I'm so excited. I can't wait to get back to my house in the States, paint my kitchen, and then set my jars up. We got this, we got a German shrunk we just purchased, and so it's like this big cabinet thing, and someone that we know is moving and they were selling it super cheap, and you know I'm all about a bargain, and I was like, mine. So we have to go pick it up this weekend, and I'm gonna start putting my jars in there to kind of see how it looks, because I think when we get back, I might actually move all of my stuff into the dining room and have like my pantry area in the dining room in the shrunk so that it looks like a witchy space. I'm so excited. I cannot wait to get back and start redoing my kitchen. And another thing that I wanted to say is this doesn't have to be expensive. Like, I found my jars, I got them at like IKEA. These jars, this big ass jar came from IKEA. This came from IKEA. This, all of the ones that are this shape that I have are from IKEA. This one came from IKEA. This one came from IKEA. Actually, all of these. They came from IKEA. This was from IKEA, both of these. From IKEA. So, you can invest. I got these from the exchange. You know, you can invest in jars. However, I have some not handy. They're over in the other, actually I might have one right here. No, I don't. they're across the room. I have pickle jars too. Like, I have saved my pickle jars, and wash them out, and I'm using them for other things. I have a honey jar. I have some honey jars. I have a Nutella jar. You know, any jar with a nice good lid that screws on. Glass jars you can wash and reuse. So don't feel like you have to go out and purchase $500 worth of fucking jars. It doesn't have to be like that. Like, save your pickle jars. Save your, like I have, I buy the Smucker's natural peanut butter. That comes in a glass jar with a really nice lid. Get your friends to start saving their glass jars for you. Find them at thrift stores. Find them at yard sales. I bought several jars from the antique market here in Sicily, and I was originally going to use those, but then I got them home and I could not get them as clean as I wanted them to be. Some of them still had this like milky looking haze to them, and I wasn't comfortable putting food into those because I don't know what was in there before. I don't know where it came from. I just wasn't comfortable with that because I'm fucking anal retentive about germs, but that's another story. But if you know where the jar is coming from, fuck it, use mason jars. You can buy a case of mason jars for like 20 bucks. I actually have mason jars down there right now that I still have to put the labels on, because what I'm gonna do is my big containers of spices, I buy the ones that I use a lot of, I buy really big like this. I'm just gonna use a mason jar because I'm not gonna find something like this that's big enough. You know, if I find it, fine, then I'll change the label, change the jar and print a new label and do the one that I need to do. I'm okay with doing that too. But for now, I'm gonna use mason jars, and I'm okay with that. So mason jars, and mason jars look really cute too. Like if you had the witchy labels on all mason jars, I think that would be really awesome too. So don't feel like you have to go out and buy all new jars if you intend to do something like this. Or you know what else you can do? Fuck it, just take the fucking label off. Take the label off that's on the jar. Peel it off and stick a new label on there. Like, you don't even have to buy a jar. And then the next time you rebuy this, you already have the jar, just refill it. So yeah, don't feel like you have to go, in order to do this big project, you have to go buy all of these jars. I happen to be able to find jars, and I've been collecting them for over a year. I did not go spend $500 on jars. I would literally buy one or two at a time, and I gradually built up a collection of jars. So if you start out with pickle jars, you can then change them. And the great thing is you can print one label at a time if that's what you need to do. Like if you've done some and then you get a better jar or a bigger jar and you need to reprint something, or the label gets fucked up in some way, it's individual files, so you can print just one label if you need to. So yeah, that is it. I'm so excited. And like I said, I can't wait to get back, paint my kitchen, put all of my new jar. I'm gonna do it out on display because I want it to look witchy. And like start living in my witchy kitchen. I'm so excited. Isn't that so cool? I love these labels. I love them. I love the way they look. I have them all. If you saw yesterday's Vlogoween, you could kind of see some of the jars sitting in the German Schrank that I showed in my dining room. And once I get all of my jars done, oh my God, it's gonna be so awesome. Oh, it's gonna be so awesome. I'm so excited. So remember, if you enjoy all of this, remember to hit the little subscribe button down below. That way you don't miss anything. And then share it with your friends. That way they can hang out with us too. Also, make sure you're getting the notifications from YouTube, because every time I upload a video, they will send you an email and let you know. That way, if you don't see it on Facebook, you'll always have it in your email. So make sure you're subscribed and share it with all of your friends. Thank you so much for being here. All of the links for all of the ways to find me and hang out are in the down bar below. The part A, B, and C links for the Kitchen Witch labels are also in the down bar below. So go clicky clicky down there and then hang out with me in those places and find out more about the Kitchen Witch labels. Thank you all so much for being here, and I'll see you next time. Mwah. Bye! Really, Bird? Did you really have to squawk through the whole fucking video? Oh my God. Can you strangle a bird? Oh my God. This is my life. He's still going. Oh my God. It's a finch, in case you're wondering. Oh my God. Through the whole video.